Hello children, welcome to English class. You are reading Unit 7 which deals with nation and diversity. What do you mean by diversity? Diversity means the condition of having or being composed of different elements. That is, the inclusion of different types of people such as people of different religions, cultures, races, etc. The word can be better understood when you look around yourself. That is, when you look into the society where you live. That is our Indian society. In India, we see people talking different languages. India is such a diverse society where you can see different cultures and traditions. We come across people wearing different dress codes. And we also see people of different religions around us. Indians celebrate different festivals. They enjoy all festivals, national and religious. Children, have a look at this picture. This scene you will see everywhere in our country. This picture shows how the people belonging to two different religions are playing happily. That is why India is very special in terms of its unity. We Indians are very fortunate that we are being brought up in such type of society where there are people of different religions, cultures, traditions. And if a child is brought up in such society, he will develop certain characters which will lead to peaceful life in society. He develops characters like tolerance, respect towards other religions, and helpfulness. And all this will lead a united life in a country. That is why India is taken as best example whenever there is a talk about unity in diversity. Children, here is a boy who was born and brought up in such a society. As a child, he led a healthy life where there was no communal differences, religious differences, and in future he became one of the famous personality of our nation. Can you guess who he was? Yes, you are right. He was none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Though he was born and brought up in a middle class family, he always led a peaceful and healthy childhood life. He inherited characters like kindness and faithfulness from his parents. He was brought up in such a society where there was no religious or communal differences. He started his earnings as a paper boy who later on became a great scientist a famous writer, and he was also our former president. Wherever Abdul Kalam went, he represented himself as an Indian, but not as a particular region or religion person. He was a multifaceted personality. Children, you are going to read about his childhood life in his own words given under A reading in Unit 7. Children, let us start reading about Abdul Kalam's childhood given under A reading in Unit 7, My Childhood. Children, before reading about Abdul Kalam's childhood, let us know about Wings of Fire. You all know Abdul Kalam was our former president and he was also a great scientist. Above all this, he was a great writer. He wrote many books, and among them, Wings of Fire is his autobiography. In this, Kalam mentioned about his early childhood life, the hardships he had faced, and how he became a scientist. Children, let us look at the meanings of some of the new words that you would come across while reading the lesson. First word, erstwhile. Erstwhile. It's an adjective. It means that former. Next, undistinguished. Undistinguished. It is also an adjective. It means that not very interesting, successful or attractive. Ancestral. Ancestral. It's an adjective, means of grandparents or forefathers. Next word, austere. Austere. It is also an adjective. It means simple and plain. Read the following extract from Wings of Fire, where the former President of India speaks of his childhood. My childhood. I was born into a middle-class Tamil family in the island town of Rameswaram in the erstwhile Madras state. My father, Jainuddin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. Children, my childhood is an extract taken from Wings of Fire, which was written by our former President APJ Abdul Kalam. It is an autobiography, and you know what do you mean by autobiography. Autobiography means to live his own life history. In this book, Abdul Kalam writes about his childhood life. Now let us listen about his childhood life in his own words. Abdul Kalam was born into a middle-class Tamil family in an island town of Rameswaram in Madras state. His father was not having formal education nor much wealth. In spite of these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and true generosity of spirit. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiamma. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. Here, Kalam tells about the kind-heartedness of his mother, Ashiamma. She is an ideal helpmate to his father, as she fed more number of people than her family members daily. This shows how kind-hearted she is. I was one of the children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. We lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was a fairly large Pakka house made of limestone and brick on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. Abdul Kalam was a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to a tall and handsome parents. He used to live in an ancestral house which was large Pakka house made of limestone and brick, and their house was in the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicine or clothes. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood, both materially and emotionally. Here Kalam writes that his father was very simple and he used to avoid all unnecessary comforts and luxuries. But he used to provide all the necessities in terms of food, medicines and clothes. In this way, Kalam led a very secure childhood life both materially and emotionally. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when I was 8 years old. For reasons I have never been able to understand, a sudden demand for tamarind seeds erupted in the market. I used to collect the seeds and sell them to a provision shop on Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch me the princely sum of 1 anna. Here Kalam writes that when he was 8 years old, the Second World War broke out in 1939. And without knowing, he didn't understood why there was a sudden demand for tamarind seeds erupted in the market. So he used to collect the seeds and he used to sell them to a nearby provision shop. And a day's collection fetched him 1 anna, which was very precious to him, as he earned it with his hard work. My brother-in-law, Jalaluddin, would tell me stories about the war, which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamani. Our area, being isolated, was completely unaffected by the war. But soon, India was forced to join the Allied forces and something like a state of emergency was declared. The first casualty came in the form of the suspension of the train halt at Rameshwaram station. Here Kalam writes that his brother-in-law Jalaluddin used to tell him the stories about the war, and later on he used to try to read out from the headlines in Dinamani. As the area which Kalam used to live was isolated, it was completely unaffected by the war. But soon, emergency was declared. And after declaring emergency, the first casualty came in the form of suspension of train halt at Rameshwaram station. The newspapers now had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanuskodi. That forced my cousin Shamshuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram, to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally I filled the slot. Shamshuddin helped me earn my first wages. Half a century later, I can still feel the surge of pride in earning my own money for the first time. Kalam writes here that his cousin Shamshuddin helped him to earn his first wages. As you have read, due to emergency, there was no train halt at Rameshwaram station. So, the newspapers were bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road. And Shamshuddin was looking for an helping hand to catch the bundles. And Kalam filled that slot. Kalam writes here that even after 50 years, when he felt how he earned his first wages, he felt very pride. How he earned his first wages by selling newspapers. Every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father. From my mother, I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my three brothers and sister. I had three close friends in my childhood, Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Shiva Prakashan. Here Kalam writes that every child is inherited with some inherited characteristics from their parents. Children, you know, some characteristics we are inherited from our parents and some while growing up. The same way, Kalam inherited honesty and self-discipline from his father, and from his mother he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness. And Kalam has three close friends, his childhood friends. They are Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Shiva Prakashan. All these boys were from orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. As children, none of us ever felt any difference among ourselves because of our religious differences and upbringing. In fact, Ramanatha Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Later, he took over the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple from his father. Aravindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims. And Shiva Prakasan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Children, you have read that Kalam has three best friends and all of them belong to orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. But Kalam and his friends were brought up without any religious differences. And their friends have taken different careers. Ramanatha Shastri became priest like his father. Aravindan went to the business of transport and Shiva Prakasan has taken the catering contractor. During the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. Situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near our house. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of the prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. Kalam writes here that during Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, their family used to arrange boats to carry the idols. And their bedtime stories were told by his mother and grandmother, and they were events from the Ramayana and the life of prophet. Children, listening to this, you can understand in which type of atmosphere did Kalam was brought up. Children, you have read Kalam's My Childhood. Now, let us try to answer some of the questions to know how well you have comprehended. Here is the first question. Write about Kalam's father. Write about Kalam's father. Kalam's father was very wise and had a true generosity of spirit. Next question. How can you say that Kalam had a secure childhood? You have read, children. Though Kalam's parents were not rich, they have provided their children all the necessities in terms of food, medicine and other comforts. In this way, Kalam had a secure childhood. So you should write answer like this. During his childhood, Kalam was given good care and love by his parents. His childhood was mentally and emotionally secured. Next question. What qualities did Kalam inherit from his parents? The answer is Kalam inherited the qualities like honesty and self-discipline from his father and faith in goodness and kindness from his mother. These are the inherited characteristics of Kalam from his parents. Let us see another question. Who helped Kalam to earn his first wages? Who helped Kalam to earn his first wages? Answer is Kalam's cousin Samshuddin helped him to earn his first wages. How did Kalam earn his wages? How did Kalam earn his wages? Answer is Kalam earned his wages by collecting and selling tamarind seeds and also by selling newspapers every day. In this way, he earned his first wages. Let's see another question. That forced Samshuddin to look for a helping hand. What does that refer to? Answer, you should write like this. Due to Second World War, the train halt was suspended at Rameshwaram. So, the newspaper bundles were thrown out on the platform and this forced Samshuddin to look for a helping hand. I filled the slot. What does the sentence mean? The answer is, the sentence meant that the helping hand he was looking for was filled by Kalam. Next question. Kalam had 3 best friends and all of them belonged to Brahmin community. What does this tell us about Kalam? Kalam has three best friends and they belong to Orthodox government community. So what does this tell about Kalam? The answer is Kalam had three friends and all of them belonged to Brahman community. It shows that all the children at Rameshwaram were taught religious tolerance and to love in unity. Children, you have started reading about Kalam's childhood life in the lesson My Childhood. You read that though Kalam was not born in a rich family, he was born in middle-class Tamil family. His childhood was a secured one because his parents provided them all the necessities. And he had best friends, three best friends who belonged to Orthodox Brahman community, and all these boys were brought up equally without any religious differences. And Kalam's family used to provide transport for Sita Rama Kalyanam to carry the idols also. Here the picture shown reflects how Kalam and his friends were brought up from the childhood. Kalam has grown up in a society where there was no communal religious differences and they were brought up with unity and love and care from their parents. If you want to know more about Kalam's childhood life, you have to continue reading My Childhood in next session.